Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We are playing the Breach League as a summoner that's gonna have a twist because we will be channeling our summons. But for now, we are simply a classic summoner. And we have something that is approaching a horde of minions. Also, this guy will hurt, so let's get out of those nice blue things on the floor. Turn goats into zombies, zombie goats. Tasty.
Find your own way and land, Exile.
And a dominant Exile, which we will need to clear on the other end. So, especially here, no, mostly temporary minions is gonna get the job done. One of the advantages of the flame minions is that they actually fly. So they should not get affected by the flaming ground, or the burning ground rather. So, small correction upon what I said. I believe in the first video I mentioned that the divination card was supposed to drop in the fetid pool, but that doesn't happen until cruel. So normal, you're not gonna find it. Which makes sense because the Morels Grasp, which you can get from the divination card, it has a requirement of level 68, so it's not gonna be relevant until a very, very long time. But speaking of Morels Grasp, I am very curious about finding the card and getting my hands on it. Because Morels Grasp basically allows you to trade in half your maximum number of zombies. It's just gonna get cut in half. And then the remaining zombies will get beefed up quite a bit. They'll do more damage, they'll get more life, and if they kill something, then that thing is gonna explode into a fiery rain of death. So that seems interesting, especially now if you get those zombies doing larger chunks of damage, which means that on average they're more likely to be last hitting things. And therefore they'll actually get their kills in. That's my thinking at least. Though maybe by that time it's very possible, of course, that the death clouds, the poisonous death clouds, are going to be doing so much damage that they will be the #1 cause of deaths among monsters. In which case that's going to be a luxury problem. Well, as you are used from me, I am going to experiment with different things. Just going to see what works, what doesn't work. So if you have interesting ideas, always feel free to leave a comment. I read all the comments, I respond to most of them, and I do consider most ideas as well. And then either I'll leave you a comment or I'll dedicate a bit of a video to it, to discussing a particularly interesting idea. Or maybe an idea that, is interesting but not for this build, because those suggestions do work as well. Let's see, we need more minions. Need more minions. Yes, and the goat has arrived. So we are level 12 currently. This is a level 10 area, so we are 2 levels over leveled. Nearly 3 levels over leveled, which is a good thing. I mean, especially when playing on the hardcore, I definitely like to be a couple levels above the area, rather than a couple levels below the area. I know it's not efficient from a XP per hour point of view, but nope, safety trumps XP per hour in my book. Next level we're gonna grave intentions, or more specifically I suspect it's gonna be from the Fairgraves quest reward that we'll get grave intentions. And then we are gonna bump the number of zombies and skeletons we can get by 1. And I see a hand on the minimap.
Appear to be dining well.
So we need to kill in order to make the breach expand itself. skulls, we got some skellies. Grasped hand. Splinter's tool. Can we get more? The more we kill, the further it expands. We need more purple monsters. Yay! Challenge completed. Keep a breach open. I wonder specifically what time frame that is tied to. So 30 seconds or longer. Yes, yes. Ooh, yes, they mentioned in the patch notes that the challenge now actually has something that tracks how far you are. So you don't have to go scroll through to actually count all the things. So now we know we are at 1 here. It doesn't say the number, but the bar has advanced a little bit. So at 12 you get the breach footprints effect. And now you can actually visually see if you have unlocked it or not. Then at 19 you get a totem. And then every 3 levels I believe you get another notch on the totem. At 24 the breach portal. And then at 36 we get demonic wings. And there's a nice progress bar to indicate how far you are with each of the individual quests. So I'm happy that no small quality of life things like that also made it into the patch. Path of Exile is a game that just keeps getting better and better and better with every expansion. And that's one of the main reasons I keep playing it. It gets better, and it's still the most interesting action RPG that is on the market right now. And that is of course why I play it. Ooh, this looks nice and foggy. Okay, so we can have up to 6 skeletons right now, up to 4 zombies. And 10 to 11 skulls is what we can manage with our current casting rate. So it's already a fair number of monsters. Okay, just refreshed all the zombies. So the strategy is probably going to be to just pop down some skeletons and then we start casting our skulls. Skeletons last for about 20 seconds. Yes, 20 seconds. Once we get some increased skill duration, they'll be lasting at about half a minute. But until then, they disappear rather quickly. And that is okay. They are not highly mobile, they don't really follow us, so recasting skeletons for every fight is okay. But once we got cast while channeling, we can of course summon skeletons and skulls with the same casting animation, and life will be more convenient. Ooh, and down here we get another breach. Not touching the breach portal just yet, so we can actually clear the rare here. Otherwise this is just gonna get in the way. Resummon some fresh zombies. 1, 2, 3. So we are maxed out on minions. So let's go. Gonna run back that way. We only have to focus on the new minions and not on existing ones. And wow, they hurt. Oh, noxious, sickening. This is not a happy place. I don't like to be here. I now understand what I mean with breaches are tough. I really don't want to be there. Yeah. Okay, this is definitely interesting and fun. So, summons of course as a build are slow to get going, and especially this early on our minions are rather fragile. Hey, hello there, Iron Darkshroud. So that went about as well as you would expect. Once we make it a bit further in, we will of course be killing rather quickly. That was basically once the minions can keep themselves alive, that's gonna be the primary requirement there, and that means we'll need to get a little bit of life regen, a bit of a bump to life and just more strength in numbers. Is there corpses? No, there's no corpses. So something like the channeled summons, putting both bodies on the floor and damaging skulls in the air is gonna be useful with dealing with those breaches. So, early on, we grab the breaches we can. We will have to keep in mind that it is useful to retreat back into an area we haven't cleared yet, or that we have already cleared, in order to avoid add-ons from the monsters from the real world, so to say. Because those breaches, they can get interesting. If you contrast this breach with the previous breaches, wow, this is a pretty big hike up. So I can imagine people, if you're used to the weaker breaches and suddenly you get this many add-ons, then you're gonna be overwhelmed. Having read the Reddit posts of people being impressed with how difficult some of the breaches were, I was half expecting things, even not having experienced the more difficult breaches just yet. This is definitely fun. And we did gain a level. And we are also gonna hand in the all-frame, so more minions, they get chaos resistance. And then the next chunk is gonna be to get arcane focus. Let's see. Yeah, 5 zombies. We can do this. Okay, 7 skeletons. Let's get out of the combat there. Recast a couple of the zombies, and then we'll have ourselves a fight, and maybe it's useful to walk up the ramp rather than besides the ramp. Out the small things that do matter. Okay. So here, 1, 2, 3, and another one to top it off. And then we'll just chain cast our skulls. He'll also be casting his skulls, so it's going to be a skull versus skull battle. But of course, our skulls are better than his. And I haven't seen a waypoint yet, which is curious. So we'll be spending a little bit of time just walking about, running for a waypoint. Just because I do like to have the waypoint tagged. And so far we are having a pretty good record. While the minions are killing things, I'll just focus on looting. One of the advantages of a summoner. It's very good for not focusing too much on the enemy while your minions do. And I believe this is also the new fog effect in effect. It's all looking rather shiny. Oh, we have some minions with low health. And this seemed to be a dead end, so we're going to be heading over there. Once we touch the Merveil waypoint, we're going to go back to town, grab ourselves another skill gem, and then move on towards the final fight with Merveil. We haven't really stocked up on cold defense, maybe at 7%. But I suspect we will be able to manage just fine. Played more aggressive builds lately, so it could be that my perspective is a bit warped, but I think we should be able to do it just fine. There's a lot of minions we can put up, and even if we are lacking the corpses in order to summon zombies, the skeletons and skulls should be an interesting mix to at least distract Merveil and her attendants while we go for the kill. And we just have to make sure that we'll use proper positioning in order to get out of her face while the skeletons and the zombies get in her face. And then life should be good. Let's see, one of those, one of those. I got a suspicion that we will not be tagging the waypoint today, because we are at Merveil's entrance. So, too bad. But no, we have already cleared this quest, so it's no big problem. And of course, from the Caverns of Wrath, you can easily go back. It's a small blemish on a perfect track record, but I think it's gonna be an acceptable one, especially because it's normal.
Still alive, are we?
So, let's see. These are probably colored ones, and this is actually a better one than what we currently have. Though this is triple blue, and this is a shadow version, so might as well just put the things. So we'll ID all the 40 life. That's quite some. Let's see, this shield, nope, not what we're gonna use. This is an upgraded version of what we currently have, so we'll keep it. This is strictly better, but there's no movement speed on it, but the resists and mana and int is gonna be nice, so we'll grab this. We don't think we're gonna use this one. Resistance, strength, that means life, but currently we have life regen. Yeah, we'll just stash that one. And mana, these are not life. There's decent resist strings though for this early. There's a little bit of cold resist on here. But on the other hand, just having a chunk of life is also useful for its own sake. So skill point from Vestal, a actual skill gem from Nessa. Let's see, so we got Scorching Ray, we got Essence Drain, and we got Flash Offering. This is gonna boost our minions until we get Bone Offering. We'll actually just take this one along. Read the skill book. So we got this one completed, so next up is gonna be Arcane Focus. Boosting our energy shield a little bit, and then moving onwards. So, slowly stacking up on currency, second splinter of tool. Well, from what I understand, the further you get, the higher level the breaches are, the more splinters you will be finding. Early on it's just going to be one at a time. Yeah, more life. This one will just stash away, and this was a upgrade. What was in there? A conversion trap. I haven't actually used it yet, so we're gonna just ignore that one. And this is an upgrade, but I'm needing to use one of these. Yay! Upgrade. So this early on, you could argue it might be a waste to use the chromatics on it, but hey, it's more energy shield and it has the 3 links we want, so I would say it's good enough and we will find more. And then it's time for Merveil. Oh. We had something on here. Ah, of course, we had the conversion trap on there. We are no longer using it. Might as well put Flash Offering on here. Just get used to some proper key bindings, and then Morels Cavern it is. So, level 12 here, I'm level 14, I'm still 2 levels over leveled. So the trend is still continuing. Interestingly, Topaz ring drops, not a cold resist but a lightning resist ring. So the skulls being flying things, they can actually climb up these heights. So you can also use that to your own benefit by putting yourself at a different height than the monsters and then relying on the skulls to actually fly up. That means melee monsters can't get at you while you can attack them. Okay, I saw a tendril, and that means indeed there is a breach nearby. Just gonna clear a bit of the area surrounding us. And resummon all the zombies. So that way we will not get disturbed by anything in our way that's coming from the sides. Especially because the minions, no, you can't really focus them. So you want them to at least focus on the minions that are there rather than on the things that are just going to be in the way. Okay. The breach. Let's try this. Ooh. Okay, and we walk along back again. Oh. No mob spawning behind us, they're all in front, that's annoying, but we will deal with it. I wonder if any kill counts or if it's just gonna be breach monster kills. No, we didn't hold it off long enough, there was no bonus. It was fun, nonetheless. And it wasn't as murderingly difficult. Just misestimating the initial direction probably cost us some time. The timing on these things is rather tight. But it also means that you're not gonna spend like 2 or 3 minutes on each run. That's half a minute tops. So it's a nice little diversion, and we'll probably get like 1 or 2 or 3 every episode. That's gonna be nice. And the Caverns of Anger. Merveil awaits. Hello, squids. Goodbye, squids. So, we've got a nice torrent of death going on here with all the separate minions. They're fragile, but their damage output is slowly ramping up into something. And if you can kill them before they can kill us, then for normal we can get away with it. Higher difficulties, of course, we need to be a bit more tanky. But that will sort itself out. Let's see. And more skulls. The sooner we get to Act 3, the sooner we can start channeling. The sooner the build's gonna be complete.
I barely recognize myself.
Yay, level 15. Which reminds me, I think we still need to pick up Wither from somewhere. So if I remember correctly, it is something that is available during Act 1. I probably just overlooked it. So we'll add that so we can at least level while we are playing. And if we get some excess currency, we'll pick up some extra summon skeletons gems as well, so they can just level in our weapon switch. With the obvious reason, of course, being once we find some Vaal orbs, we can corrupt them. Don't have anything to enchant these with. So then we can corrupt them into potentially a Vaal summon skeletons, because you can't always rely on Vaal areas to provide you with those. Corrupting summon skeletons is another decent way to do it. And I believe we don't really have a use for helmets, so if there's anything on here, it requires strength. So, boo. And everything that glitters is gold, which means we probably want to 3, 4, 5. Okay. All the zombies are now refreshed. Time to face Merveil. So we'll just make sure not to get in her face. Then we have our skulls to do the damage. Just have to remember to keep casting the skeletons and then some skulls, and just alternating them. First stage is already done. My estimate of the situation probably reasonably spot on, as in we can overpower her. And those skulls, they do quite some damage. Okay, a bit too close for comfort, but she's so focused on the minions that we got this. And let's get this away from us.
Fishwife, 'twas love that did this to you.
Goodbye, Merveil. It was nice not knowing you. And then we set our first steps into Act 2. And the waypoint, and yeah, of course, in the good old tradition, we'll move on to town.
Corpse of the continent.
Lots of little things, little apes everywhere. They overwhelm our poor zombies who are still injured from the fight. But we retaliate. We take their skulls and we animate them and we turn them back at their former friends. The summoning raging spirits, they are just enraged monkey skulls. Doesn't say anywhere, but I think now we've just decided that that is the way it's gonna be. So go forth, my monkey skulls. Go forth and kill the other apes. Oh, I mean ape skulls, of course. I always mispronounce that. Apes, monkeys. Technically there is a difference. Well, most people don't care. And then there's just a big patch of nothingness. And more apes, yes. For some reason this is always one of the least satisfying parts of Act 2. Just fighting infinite amounts of little enemies. There's just no satisfaction in that. On the other hand, that might also be how the enemies feel about this, because we are basically applying similar tactics, just throwing big numbers of little things at them. Little disposable things. Probably a dead end, yes. It's the bend in the road. Okay, let's re-summon again. So zombies are taking less of a punishment now, probably because we have a reasonable setup with all these skeletons also taking a lot of damage, and of course the skeletons being more replaceable than the zombies. So especially once we get a little bit of life regeneration going on the minions, then this is a recipe for zombies that just won't die. And now we are in Act 2 town in the the forest encampment. It doesn't really have a proper name, it's just the encampment in the forest. And this is where I'm gonna leave you. So for now, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you again next time when we venture out into Act 2. Bye bye.